Morning, everybody. My name is Ainars Bembers. I'm a country manager of SAP Latvia. I'm warmly welcome you this morning into our session about Industry 4.0 and SAP ByDesign software, which is designed especially for small and medium enterprises. I will be your host of the webinar today, and please sit back and enjoy this session and also the show of today. As you know, then Industry 4.0 and digitalization is taking tremendous shifts in your operations and also in your business, daily business. We're speaking about the digitalization, we're speaking about automation, we're speaking also about hyper automation, and Industry 4.0 giving us lots of requirements regarding the automation. And today you will hear how SAP responds to these requirements of Industry 4.0 and how our customer from small and medium-sized business, Atlas, is responding to these requirements using SAP Business ByDesign software. So, but before we start into our nice and very enjoyable presentations, I would like to say big thank you to German Chamber of Commerce and thank you for co-organization of this event and to make this event happen for all our Baltic customers. And here I would like to introduce you Florian Schröder, who is the CEO of AHK in the Baltic countries, and would like to give some words to you, Florian. Please.
Thank you so much, Ainars. Yes, I am also thrilled to be with you and excited this morning because Industry 4.0 is a mega topic. And I'll start with one number, 35.8 billion. 35.8 billion. That's about, yeah, 6 times a world population. This is the number of sensors in the year 2021 already in place. And the first statistic we had was in the year 2015, and it was already 15 billion. So doubled in 5 years. It's exponential growth. And it means that Industry 4.0 is not just a buzzword or something, but it is a reality. It is an exponential growth, and it's what everybody is doing. And if you're not doing it, it means your competition is doing it. And the sensors are one part, but the sensors are like the hardware of Industry 4.0. Makes sense, right? But to make it smart, you need the software. And that's why I'm so happy that I have Ainars and SAP here. And SAP, that stands for me for, it's a global German software firm. It's the leading global enterprise software firm, I would say, and this is making all the sensor really smart, because the sensor without a brain is pointless, and it connects to your intelligent way of doing business. And how that is done, I think we'll hear a bit later from one of the applicants and the clients of SAP. Who are here with us today. And yeah, but I'm, as Ainars already said, CEO of the German Chamber of Commerce. And who are we? We are part of the German global network of chambers abroad. We are active in more than 90 countries. So it's a real global network. 120 offices we operate, and about 50,000 companies are our members. 400 of them in the Baltic states. And Industry 4.0 I mean, for those who are new to this topic, it's why 4.0. It's the fourth industrial revolution. Yeah? First being the mechanization, yeah, with water and steam, and second revolution was the production along the Fließband, a conveyor, and then the electric energy. And the third is the third revolution was electronics, IT, and CNC technologies. Yeah, but now the fourth is really having sensors and connecting everything with everything. And who coined this this term? Actually, it was first used in Hanover Fair in 2011 in a presentation. And ever since then, there has been set up a working group in Germany. Germany was leading this effort. And they are connected all the big players. And there's, of course, SAP there, but there's also one of our big members, Bosch, for example, who's leading in this sensors production. But there's also Deutsche Telekom, and there's Siemens, and there's a couple of others. What we did with Industry 4.0 in the Baltics, I arrived in the Baltics 2016, and we immediately started working on that by organizing the first Industry 4.0 conference in the Baltics in Lithuania. And 2 years later, we did that in Latvia. And ever since then, these conferences have been growing in their presence and in their audience. Unfortunately, last year, due to COVID, we had to skip 1 year. Now we plan to continue with that. In Lithuania, it's held in Kaunas, and in Latvia, usually in Riga. And I really invite you all, and we will make sure you get an invitation. So what has driven the process, and that will be my last point, in Germany was this establishment of this Industry 4.0 platform, where like 10 companies are part of, and they designed and worked on the standards and tried to connect their businesses with each other. Because you need the telecom, you need the Bosch sensors, you need the software, it all, and you need the clients and the production cases. And so and then also this platform reached out to other countries to connect in Europe, and to France and Italy. And like my dream would be that we as the Baltics, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, manage to kind of also connect ourselves better, and then try to cooperate with a German platform and or the other bilateral platforms. Now there's a German, French, German, Italian, so it's all into one process, so that the solutions the Baltic has to offer, and there are some innovations here, and the cases and the maybe challenges can be fed into this process. And therefore, my idea is to establish a working group, a Pan-Baltic Industry 4.0 working group. If you like this idea, put it in the chat or send me an email. If you want to play a leading role or have some content which could be interesting to work, or want to play a role in this, let us also can contact also Einars or my staff. I'm happy then to keep that. So I'm sorry, I think I talked 2 minutes too long, but I wish us all a very successful conference, new contacts, and all the best.
Thank you very much, Florian. Thank you, and I believe this initiative announcement is very good. And as Florian mentioned, for other participants, please, if you are interested in this initiative, put your contacts into the chat box, and we will make sure that we will contact you. As well as going forwards, I would like to announce our next speaker, Aki Laine, who is joining us from SAP Finland. Good morning, Finland. Good morning,
Hello,
Aki.
hello. Hi, Einas.
Hi. So Aki is a business architect in SAP Finland, and he will take as introduction session for about Industry 4.0 or 4.0 now, because 4.0 is already now, so we need to take an actions. And this will be inspirational session from Aki and small logistics. So if you have any questions, please use chat box, and I will make sure that this question is asked to our speakers. All right, so Aki, digital floor is yours, please.
Thank you so much, Einas. Thanks for having me. Hopefully you can see my screen and hear my voice loud and clear.
Yes, all good.
So thank you. So as Einas introduced, I'm Aki Laine from SAP Finland, been with SAP for 12 years already now, and I'm a passionate digital manufacturing gentleman. So I'm pleased to be here to share a bit about the inspiration about the industry for all of you. And the agenda for today would be following. So Florian already very well expressed what the Industry 4 is. I will go it again a bit more deep in certain areas. And then in the second topic, we could look a bit from the inspirational point of view that what the Industry 4 is already, what are the some showcases that we can share with you, and what kind of customer examples we have in our disposal. And then in the end, kind of an inspired at what would be actually the action to go for, what's next to go. So with that agenda, I would like to go forward and start a bit about the background, sharing for you a bit more on the Industry 4 and where it is boiling from. If we first look to the market dynamics, where the customers, the manufacturing industry the challenges are today. So we can definitely identify that in the current world, we have been very much working remote. We needed to connect. We all learned to use the web shops. We learned to digitally connect finally, even the older generation. So this causes a certain challenges also to manufacturers and industrial players. And that is, of course, that there is a huge global competition in place. It doesn't anymore help to be the corner store, the brick and mortar store. You actually compete against the whole world. So of course, all of us need to be able to provide also our products, our capabilities in a very broad sense. With that, we need to be able to adapt to the change extremely fast. The market is changing, the new products are introduced very soon, so we need to follow that. And of course, increase the productivity in order to keep the costs low. Also, our customers are extremely wise nowadays. Customers are on the edge. They have access to a lot of information. They get a lot of comparative information from the web, from everywhere, from the partners. There is a lot of customer experience platforms nowadays in place where they can share the experiences of using different products. So of course, that lead to individualized product and service boom. So we see a lot of customers who are in different industries requesting very specific products. They want to have a sports shoes, Adidas shoes, which are tailored for their specific need. And of course, as a manufacturer, we want to answer to that challenge, but we want to do that with the mass manufacturing ways. So what that means is that we need to be able to bring in these individual demands and produce those like it's a mass production. So of course, this calls for some digital innovations as well. Now, luckily, I would say also the sustainability is raising finally in a totally different ballgame. We can see that all companies, all customers are running towards a sustainable industry, sustainable economy. We can see that the sustainability is becoming a new currency in a way. So whatever you do, whatever you manufacture, it needs to have an extremely small footprint on the economy or on the industry environment. So it needs to be sustainable. And with that, of course, we as a manufacturers, we need to find ways to provide equation to this challenge. So this is more or less the market dynamics that we see today. So it's a next generation challenges that we are facing. At the same time, luckily, there's also a huge amount of new technology enablers in place. I would say that in the aftermath of internet, we have seen a huge amount of autonomous systems coming into the play. We have robots, we have cobots, we have different autonomous systems which can run on the shop floor without a human intervention for long periods. That is, of course, a great asset for manufacturers. At the same time, edge computing has become a norm. With edge computing, what we mean is that cloud, we all know cloud. Cloud is already a norm. So a lot of softwares, a lot of ERPs, a lot of services are purely running on cloud, so that we as a customers, we as a consumers, we don't need to worry about the installations. We don't need to worry about the upgrades and stuff like that. But for a manufacturer, especially manufacturing facilities might be in a really distant locations. There might not be always 100% connectivity. We need to make sure that our factories run smoothly, regardless of the connectivity issues. Therefore, nowadays the edge computing is in place, which is more or less combining the former on-prem world to the cloud managed solutions. So we can create an edge, a solution which is cloud managed, but running really locally with the low latency. This is also a great new technology enabler, enabling us to work on the next generation capabilities. And then one of the biggest things is, of course, the big data management. So like Florian shared, there's a huge amount of sensors providing the data. We have been collecting that data for decades already, and we need to manage that data. But the data needs also some processing, some analysis in order to get the wisdom out of that. And the industrial data lakes and data infrastructures that we have nowadays available, they really enable the huge amount of operational data to be ingested, processed, and analyzed. And from SAP point of view, for example, we don't necessarily care what is the big data platform. We want to provide a connectivity to the different platforms in order to utilize the data and then make sense out of the data with the intelligent technologies and networks. Machine learnings, AIs, IoT, communications, etc. They, of course, utilize the data and learn from the data, which can provide value for example, for the manufacturing processes. I will come back to that a bit later. I would say those are kind of the technology enablers. And of course, the networks is also a key thing here, the 5G, which is now getting broader and broader. Without the networks in the factory, outside the factory, we of course cannot make this new industry for a reality. But this is more or less the market dynamics, the challenge we see, and then the technology enablers that we have in our disposal. And what then is a beauty is the Industry 4. So like Florian shared, we have seen an industrial revolutions for hundreds of years, coming from the water and steam through the electricity, through the first IT-related industrial revolution to now the latest one, which is also called cyber physical systems. We have a few definitions what Industry 4 really is, and I like the short and crisp from the Wikipedia, which is sharing that it's kind of an ongoing automation of traditional manufacturing and industrial practices using modern smart technology. That's exactly what it is, using the modern smart technology to automate and take the manufacturing to the next level. By the way, the Industry 4 is something which is more or less European term. So it was invented in Europe, but we have exactly the same initiatives running also in US. In US, they call it Industrial Internet of Things, as well as in Asia. I think in China, they call it like an Agenda 25 or Industry 25. And in some countries in Asia, they call it Industry 2030 or Agenda 2030. But nevertheless, under the bit different names, we have exactly the same same initiatives running, which are idea to utilize the modern smart technology better for manufacturers. In SAP terms, we expand that a bit. So basically, we want to enable the industrial transformation with these new digital technologies. And then with that, we can really gather and analyze the data across the machines and business systems. So like I said, there has been sensors for decades, but the beauty is that how we connect those machine sensors to the human and provide decision-making factors for human in a simplified manner. And with that, we can really make faster and more flexible processes, and with that produce higher quality individualized products, hopefully with the lower cost. If you look at how Industry 4 actually started, so it's nicely connected to AHK as well, because as Florian shared, it's more or less a concept that started by the German government when they did the strategic studies that how these new technologies can actually support the industry in Germany to take the next leap. So basically, the cross-domestic product growth has been extremely good over the last decades, last hundreds of years. But what we see right now is that we have actually a diminishing population as well. We see that the factories are more and more coming back from the offshore to the nearshore. And the question is that how we enable the factories running in the close reach to the customers, close reach to the demand, with the low number of people keeping the cross-domestic product growth. And this started as an academic discussion, I would say, 10 years ago or so, but it has really evolved over years to be a concrete, pragmatic thing, which already has extreme amount of practical examples and practical use cases, which are already live at the customers. SAP has been part of this journey from the very beginning. And at the moment, together with the consortium, we have been defining the Industry 2030 strategy, which is more or less aiming to make Industry 4 a standard, a go-to standard with integrated capabilities. There is an Open Industry 4 Alliance also running. I have a few slides about that, which is creating standards to connect different systems, different sensors and capabilities. Like we all know, Bluetooth is a standard. Connecting with the USB is a standard. Open Industry Alliance wants to find out those Bluetooths and those USBs of manufacturing facilities in order to make it extremely easy to connect different devices. And at the same time, pretty recently, a few years ago, SAP also launched the term called Industry 4.0. With the Industry 4.0, we also want to make it clear that it's the momentum to start now. There are solutions, there are capabilities. All businesses, regardless of the size, have a chance to go and experience, explore, and take the first use cases live. And this is really making an enabler for many customers. There is also extremely high benefit expectations for the Industry 4. The potential and value is estimated to be a rocket high. It is really expected to radically change the production across the discrete and process industries. Of course, it's a bit industry specific, so there are different use cases for discrete manufacturers as well as for the process manufacturers. But the expectation really is that with the Industry 4, the production equipments will become highly autonomous. And the humans will, of course, be part of the equation still. Humans want to get rid of the boring, low value adding tasks and move upwards in the scale to the more high value adding tasks. That has happened always with the industry revolutions. And that's also something which is happening now with the fourth industrial revolution. And we can really enable fast decision, both the automated decision as well as providing a human, for example, a factory operator, those decision factors that he or she needs in order to make fast decisions and move forward with the individual demands. So we have used more or less with the ERPs to do a transaction-based processing. It has more or less been that over the last decades. Now what we see coming is really a execution based on the data-driven business process. So we can get insights from the data and make the decision based on the data, and algorithms like machine learning and artificial intelligence are helping us to make those decisions, or provide those insights and make the decisions with that. All right, then the question is that, sounds great, there's a lot of value. So where are we then in adopting this? And if you look to the McKinsey study, which is already a few years old, we can see that almost 70% of the discrete manufacturers on a global scale have considered Industry 4 as a top priority, and it's part of their strategy. At that stage, 41% were still piloting the Industry 4, so it was not yet really on a scale in use. But luckily, there are already 29% of those customers who are deploying Industry 4 at scale, and we can see that they are making it as a clear, concrete strategic priority and making a clear investments in that. So this is already 2 years ago, it was raising a lot of attention, and of course now after the COVID, we are seeing more and more interest for digital connectiveness and capabilities that the Industry 4 can provide. What is then SAP's view on this? So as said, SAP introduced the Industry 4.0, and as already shared very well, is that we have those sensors. We have a lot of devices here on the shop floor, on the bottom part of the equation. So we have a lot of data that we collect. And SAP, we talk this about the vertical integration. So in the vertical sense, the data down from the shop floor specific machine sensors, we have collected that for ages, for decades. But of course, the challenge is that the data itself doesn't make too much value unless it's connected to a business process. And that's, of course, something which is key for all the ERP customers. So there's a huge amount of customers who already have this horizontal layer in place. So they have already digitalized the business processes in the form of an ERP system. So basically the ERPs, they manage and digitize the marketing, sales, the logistics, connecting it to finance, HR, etc., making a digital process which is running in the systems, collecting the data. So we call it the horizontal business process. And now the beauty is that when we can connect the vertical data, the machine data, the sensor data, the big amounts of data, combine it with an artificial intelligence and connect it to the process, know to which order it relates, to which customer it relates. It provides us totally different ballgame, totally different insights that can then benefit across the whole manufacturing process. Let's take an example. Like we know the temperature of an oven. It's let's say 200 degrees. As a single input, that doesn't really help. It doesn't make too much of an insight. But when we connect it to a customer demand and to a specific order, and we save this temperature when the order was executed, we say that, okay, this order was executed at a temperature of 200. Then afterwards, in the operate phase, there comes some kind of a signal that now we have a, let's say, an issue with this product. We can trace back to the order, find out that, okay, it was manufactured with the 200 degrees, which was actually more than expected. And with that, we can find the root cause for challenge, and we can also trace back, might we have other similar products where might have the same challenge, and we can upfront maybe connect those customers, maybe find solutions for probable challenges, do a preventive service, etc., just based on knowing the temperature that was used for manufacturing a specific product. So with this, SAP view is that without knowledge of the process, the raw data loses its value quickly. But when we combine this vertical data to the horizontal data, we provide totally new insights that can help our manufacturing customers to take the leap to the next industrial revolution. And Many of our customers already are on a journey with ERP or are already live for decades. And ERPs can be Business ByDesigns, S/4HANAs, etc. So we have a lot of capabilities here, or ECCs. And then, of course, typically the vertical layer is then managed with the MES tools. I will come back a bit later on the solution portfolio. Let's actually talk about that a few words next. So, of course, there is a target solution blueprint that we are also looking at. And as said, the horizontal dimension is typically managed with the different digital supply chain solutions from SAP, ECC, S/4HANA, or Business ByDesign. That manages the enterprise supply chain, connects to the business networks, etc. Underneath the ERP layers, we typically see some manufacturing software solutions. We call them manufacturing execution solutions. And those then connect to the actual physical world, where we find then the automation layers with the machines, hundreds of different devices from the different vendors and sensors, etc. So we call it horizontal integration and vertical integration. And of course, here the Industry 4 plays a big role. So how we connect all these in a simple way with those future Bluetooths, future USBs to the ERP, to the horizontal layer. And there, actually, the Open Industry 4 Alliance has a great value. So this Open Industry Alliance is something where we, together with the other founding members, created an alliance, and then there's a huge amount of other solution providers, different players, part of the alliance, where we work together to deliver customer value and create the ecosystem around the Industry 4 and make sure that the collaboration of assets across operators and manufacturers is possible and also done across this alliance. At the moment, it's huge. So there's already 53 companies contributing members on top of the founding members, and we are it's of course open for more to join. So when you get the material, you can find more information about the Open Industry from this link. So that was about what Industry 4 is in an extremely short nutshell. You will get some materials afterwards, you can study more. But next, I would like to make this practical. I would like to do some concrete examples around the Industry 4. And we at SAP, we have created a showcase, SAP Showcase. So we want to really justify and show to all of our customers that the Industry 4 is already here. It's possible, it's pragmatic, it's running and happening. So what we did is created an example factories for both the discrete and process industries, and we actually created factories in Walldorf to our headquarters, where we invite all the customers to visit. Now, unfortunately, there has been a bit of a challenge on travel, and what we actually then enabled is that we created a virtual experience for all of you to visit and learn what this factory is. And now I would like to give you a sneak peek, a virtual tour to this factory, and explain a bit of what it is all about. So in the building 21 in Walldorf, we have actually, together with the technology vendors, we have created a factory. This is now the design to operate site, the discrete manufacturing site, and you can see that we actually have the real manufacturing facility with the AGVs, with the robots, with the digital operator dashboards. So the paperless production is happening. We have some cells where the operators connect to the machines, so work together. What is nowadays the norm, I would say. And this process is actually running across the whole manufacturing, from the designing the product early with the design tools to then actually assembling it, doing the goods movements across the warehouses, and then delivering actually the finished product, which is this kind of a double-seated valve. We are delivering then it to the virtual customer, and then the life continues. Then there is an operate phase. It's then part of the next process where that product is actually used in a real manufacturing, and it's collecting data, and we are maintaining it and using it really for the life cycle. So this is a place, and now just to give a bit of a sneak peek, we unfortunately don't have a chance to look everything across, but let's look a few steps. So of course, the first steps typically are in the manufacturing phase that I started now here, as you can see, is that there comes an order. So there is configurators in place. We use the web-based browser-based Hybris configurator, where the customer comes in, enters the configuration, and then the order comes in with the personalization that the customer designed. Then, of course, we on the shop floor, we get the order, we do some line supply so that we get the raw materials in place, and then we actually do the personalization step. And I would like to share you next what it looks like. So in this step, this is a manufacturing step. And here, actually, we now have a work cell. This is the manufacturing cell. We have here camera visual inspection, come back to that later. Here we see the product moving on the HEVs. And the idea here is that once we have received the order, there is a material supply coming, and the operators will have these digital dashboards. So paperless production, this is our digital manufacturing cloud product, where they then actually can control steer the production, and it's connected to these actual robots and machines. So in this example, this is a UI, Fury-based UI for this digital manufacturing cloud. Here the operator opens the order which is coming from Hybris and can see the work instructions. So the work instructions are embedded. They can be a 3D format work instructions. And from this tool, the operator can see the phases, the components that are needed, and then actually can start and stop the processing. Now the operator will add those raw materials that were delivered in a Kanban format to this rack that is shown behind, and put the raw materials in. Now the operator will start the personalization step. So by clicking start, this printer will get information from the order. So the DMC sends information to this machine that what is actually the personalized content that need to be provided. And then it's actually processing the manufacturing. And then once that's done, the machine also communicates automatically back to our MES solution, telling that now I have completed. And there was also a human intervention. As you saw, the human was adding a sticker to our demo product. Now, of course, then we start the next step, which is then a human step, where the operator is actually in person, in practice, then doing an assembly, again, can read the instructions. And in this case, it's extremely simple, but the operator is adding the component to the assembly and then moving the goods to the pickup station. And now the next step is that here the operator can then confirm that, okay, the step is done, and execute the put away. So now at the put away, we document the operation, what was done. So we create a digital image of the manufactured product, and the next step starts. So what happens now is that when the operator confirmed, the DMC send a signal to the Puka robot, which is now then moving our manufactured product automatically to quality inspection. So we will next look to the quality inspection in a different video, where we are then utilizing the insights to understand and automate the quality part. Moving forward to a automated quality inspection step. So here really what happens is that through OPC UA interface, which is a standard interface, we actually connect to a machine vision, which is a camera. And simply this camera takes an image of the product, and then this image is compared with Google artificial intelligence to a mass of other pictures of the product. And with that, we can provide an operator help by recognizing if the quality is acceptable or not. So in this case, we now proceed from the previous step. So we are handing over the specific product to the quality inspection step. And it's of course, we need to use different kind of line movers, line transporters, AGVs. These machine-to-machine orchestration is managed in this MES tool. So the MES tool gets signals when KUKA robot is done, when the AGV has moved, and now the picture was taken. And now the picture is sent through this OPC-UA interface to the operator dashboard. So the operator will actually now see the image and can then click the inspect. And there the Google artificial intelligence is utilized to find out if this image is matching, if it's matching to those good quality images. And after the inspection, it's providing for operator support by giving kind of a probability if there is an issue or not. And we can see that there is no issues. The probability of any non-conformance is extremely low. And now the operator can confirm that yes, this product is good, and then it proceeds to the next step where the product is moved to the warehouse. Of course, there could also be next steps, like in this demo, we will have weight checks as a next one. Then we can have, if there is an issue, we can automatically route these products to the rework stations, etc. But this is an example how we are actually connecting the human, giving the human a good and easy decision support, using the automation to do the quality checks, and using robots and AGVs to actually automate the whole manufacturing. So we can actually do personalized products with extremely smooth and low number of employees. And with that, we can automate this manufacturing with the digital capabilities. There's a huge amount of more of these examples, and unfortunately the time doesn't really give us a chance to go through all of those, but I will give you a link. So in this deck, you will see the link for our experience. So everyone can click this link, go to this Industry 4 experience room. Here you can learn more about the Industry 4. Here you can also see these use cases that I was sharing in a lot more greater details. There's a one for discrete, one for process. When you click to the discrete, you can then see also all those other phases. So from design to operate, and how Industry 4 can support in each detailed step. As an example, for inspiration, if we go back to the manufacturer, click explore, then we find the very same place where we were with the great details, with a lot better explanations. So please feel free to browse this through, get some inspiration, find all those videos, and maybe then also see that how and what might be matching to your manufacturing, to your customers, your own cases. And of course, we would love to have you physically present as well, and that of course will come as well. So this is available in Waldorf as a physical experience center. So it's good to agree the visit upfront, but there's a lot of great experience that you can gain by visiting these factories. Okay, so that was about SAP showcases, where we want to make the Industry 4.0 a reality, a really pragmatic thing. I would like to share a few examples before we move to the Atlas case. So of course, it's not just SAP who is experiencing and showcasing. We have a huge amount of customers who are already far with the Industry 4. One of those examples is ARPA Industriale. ARPA is a front runner with Industry 4. They are an Italian design and high-end quality surface material manufacturer, and now they built a new, highly innovative Industry 4 factory, which is actually running exclusively on SAP software. But let's give ARPA Industriale a word in the form of video and hear what they are saying about their experience.
ARPA Industriale is a leading Italian innovator and producer of interior design materials since 1954.
With our innovative Phoenix surface materials, we created a timeless, groundbreaking product.
The company designed and built a new, intelligent, and integrated factory solely dedicated to the Phoenix product line.
We needed a state-of-the-art facility to optimize the complex production process, to meet our ambitious targets for renewable energy use, and minimize resource consumption and waste.
Deploying solutions from SAP Industry 4.0 and SAP Business Technology Platform, data is collected and analyzed in real time from 1,600 sensors, standardizing production operation and securing quality control throughout. Within 1 year, the company was able to improve performance by a factor of 60 and reduce waste to almost zero, using less energy, water, and gas.
With SAP, our Industry 4.0's vision becomes a reality.
All right, that was about the ARPA Industriale, and of course they are really a front runner. They have been quite long with the Industry 4, even longer with the business process automation or digitalization, so the horizontal layer. But of course, and they are exclusively on SAP. But of course, the Industry 4 as such, it's not just, as said, definitely not just a software vendor play. There is a lot of other players as well. And with that, I would also like to mention, as a Finn, of course, a bit proud of Finns, but you might have heard about the Nokia's Oulu factory. Nokia is nowadays a network vendor, so not that much with the mobiles anymore. And they have in Oulu, they have really a front runner factory, which was now recognized by World Economic Forum and McKinsey as Industry 4 lighthouse, thanks to their advanced capabilities to automate and run the factory with the digital capabilities. And Nokia is actually really focusing on the networks. So they are providing a 5G connectedness within a factory. And this is their passion to make it possible that even extremely complex and high bandwidth demanding solutions can be run with their 5G capabilities. There's a video that you can afterwards check that how Nokia actually is leveraging 5G together with the Finnish operator to do a video camera-based quality control. So what I was sharing in the SAP example was just an image-based, but Nokia is actually utilizing a video streaming, and I'm providing real-time the non-conformance support or the conformance support for the operators, which is of course requiring a lot of bandwidth. So it's a beauty that there's a lot of different industry players from the different fronts running towards the Industry 4, and that's why this is something where a lot of support is available from the ecosystem already. With that, a few custom examples. I think I'm heading towards the end of my presentation, but there's still one chapter. So what's next? What should I do? How should I go in my company forwards with the Industry 4 topics? And of course, we would like to make a call to action. We are providing a lot of information with the different links, SAP strategy white papers. We wish everyone to visit our Industry 4 web pages. From this web page, you can also access this a virtual experience center. And of course, we would like to invite you to visit physically our center. Feel free to contact us by phone or email. We are here to help you. And of course, the final point is that we wish everyone to act now and make Industry 4 a reality for you. I think there is nothing to lose. This is extremely scalable. You can start with a few sensors, connecting them. You can start with the horizontal layer, with the Business by Design, connecting those business processes on an ERP layer. And there is no one way. There's always an industry and customer specific ways, but there is a huge scalability. What is typically a success factor, what we have seen is that when these experiences are connected to a real business case, a real business value, and when these experiences are projectized in a way that there is a start, there is an end, and there is a target. In those cases, the value is evident, and they typically become a success. Just as a technology exercise, yeah, it's nice, maybe a proof of technology, but typically it doesn't run to a real value. So what we would encourage is also to connect it to a real business case, to connect to maybe a customer demand where customer is asking for a specific data, and with that, there is a good asset to go forward with this. And if you fail first time, don't be scared. Even the Michael Jordan didn't make to the high school basketball team, so keep trying. And another thing is that Michael Jordan said that talent can win games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. And that's why we are here to help. We are here to help at SAP. There's a huge ecosystem to help. There's a huge amount of partners that has already experienced Industry 4, and with that can support in your journey. So don't hesitate to contact if anything on your mind. And with that, Einars, I think my monologue has finished, and I'm happy to answer on any questions you may have now or afterwards.
Thank you very much, Aki. That was very inspirational, especially when you started to touch this digital factory. And I believe that the comment you made that you are all invited. I believe that some of the customers will use this opportunity, and of course, you can reach out to Aki. You can reach out to me if you want to see this digital factory in SAP premises in real. But Aki, I have one question for you. So you mentioned the Industry 4.0 from the manufacturing and manufacturers perspective, but how about other participants, governments, other vendors, suppliers, and so on? Are they also participating in this chain?
Excellent question. Absolutely. So I'm a bit of a manufacturing guy. I come with the factory front, with the manufacturing front, but indeed, the Industry 4 is not just about the factory. It might have started there, but now it's actually the whole supply chain. It connects across from the government down to the end user, end consumer. The sensors are everywhere. We can get the data, we can sense the data, we get the customer feedback. That's the most important thing nowadays. We need to hear and listen to our customers and build in those capabilities across the whole design to operate process. So yes, I would say that it connects even the governments who are pushing this forwards in order to make it supporting the cross-domestic product growth, down to the end customer who gets the better quality products for the specific demands that they need. And these are the signals and sensors that we can connect with the different technical solutions, of course, by SAP or others, to make Industry 4 a reality.
Thank you, Aki. Thank you. So big applause from my side and also from the other audience, but unfortunately you don't hear them, but I'm sure that we all are giving you a round of applause. And thank you very much. And then saying that, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Anastasia Mokane from Atlas Aerospace. Hello, Anastasia.
Hi, Einars.
Hi. How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you so much for great presentation, Aki. Industry 4.0 is something that we strive into, and Atlas Aerospace has this in business goal. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's great to hear.
Anastasia, so you have an exciting story to share with our audience here from Latvia. And I'm not taking any longer time, and please, digital floor is yours. Please share Atlas Aerospace story, how you entered into this digitalization with SAP ByDesign. Please, floor is yours.
Sure, Einars, thank you so much. I will share my screen now. So at the beginning, I would like to start with the introduction of myself. Then I will go to introduction of Atlas Aerospace, and I will also share our experience with SAP Business ByDesign, how the journey went, where we are now, and where we're going after. So about myself, I've been studying manufacturing systems engineering and lean and agile manufacture in University of Wales in the UK. I am already 16 years in manufacturing. Started with semiconductor in automotive business. I was there for 6 years as a self-starter. I started as an operator, then I moved to inspector and finished as a quality technician. After I joined Caterpillar UK in Leicester as a supply quality engineer, and I worked over with 80 electronic and electrical companies as a process control engineer, enabling Caterpillar high electronics into a good quality and reliability to our product. Further, I was part of Rolls-Royce Phantom and Cullinan projects as NPI coordinator. So I worked between Italy, Germany, Munich, BMW headquarters, and Blackwood in Rolls-Royce side. After I finished the project, I moved to Thailand. It was really exciting, great country to live, and I took a position as a quality director. After I came back home, I was honored to be part of Atlas Aerospace team. I started first at the customer support, but further, my CEO gave me opportunity to show all my manufacturing skills and experience from previous years. And now I am a head of production operations and leading the, let's say, Industry 4.0 startup in our company. I'm married and I have 3 dogs. So talking about Atlas Aerospace, we are small to medium company enterprise. We innovate and manufacture UAV technology, and it does not include only the drone system. We have really exciting product that at this moment majority is in defense sector, but we also moving to surveying sector, agricultural. We have some further projects with the construction business, as well as our biggest proud is that the search and rescue companies, organizations, they use our product to save people's life and sometimes animals' life. So Atlas Aerospace was founded in 2015 by aerospace and robotics professionals. Some of our big talents, they come in from the army, so they knew exactly how technology should serve the customer in the field. So that's how they started innovation and development of the product. Then we've been within business 6 years now, and we achieved some great customers. We provide in our product in Latvian MOD, Dutch MOD, Luxembourg, also Norway, Air Force, and Singapore. Our manufacturing is mainly on agile strategy. At this moment, we pre-assemble and assemble by ourselves. Our systems needs to be really well traced and trackable, because to prove our customers good quality and reliability, we always have to keep a lot of data from electronics. And this is how, like, ERP system is helping us to be on the top edge of operations. So I will just briefly take you through our product. So this is the main bird that we call it. It's Atlas Pro. This is a 32-minute flight. It's less than 2 kilograms together with the payload. It's very noise-free, let's say, bird that is used as it's our core, let's say, core business. Then we have a fantastic innovation, Atlas Nest. Atlas Nest helps Atlas Pro to be autonomous system. So let's say when you create a mission, you don't have to completely manually control the Nest. The Atlas Pro. You can set up the mission, and within 24/7, drone will complete the mission. So it's really good for the search, for surveying, and also for some, let's say, data collection from the air. The Nest enables Atlas Pro to fly 24/7. We also have really exciting development recently. So ALPS is Atlas Landing Platform Station and automatic flying vehicle. So you have a platform where drone will come back to where it started. So as you know, majority of the drones, they're using GPS and to set up the bird and get it back, it uses the same point where it started. But these platforms enables drone to follow the moving vehicles as well as moving ships to come back to the point where it needs to be. We also quite proud of developing our own radio module. The radio module working on the big range of the frequency from 2.2 to 2.7 gigahertz, which enables different type of customer to be on exactly frequency signal that they need. Atlas Station, obviously it's a control station where you set up your missions. You can do either autonomous piloting, or you can take manual control if you need to get exactly to the point, or basically use it in all kind of scenarios in your mission. It is also IP67, so it's really robust. You can imagine in the defense industry, you need to be a really robust system. So to extend signal and be able to use Atlas Pro inside, let's say inside the building or inside the car, you can use Atlas Relay. You just put the Atlas Relay on the top of the roof, you close your windows, and the signal get transmitted from the ground station to a relay, and the bird is flying exactly where you need. We, as well as the innovative and development company for the technology, we also doing our application by ourselves. It's all done in-house. We don't have any third party. We take always all the requirements from our customers, and we're striving for improvement. We're striving for giving customer exactly what they need in their day-to-day activities. So we are really open with our customers to change and integrate, and that's why we really need to have a really good data analysis. We have massive amount of data coming from firmware, software, and the hardware, and SAP is helping us with this. So our modular payloads, we say it's a heart of our bird, because without the payload, it would not be possible to proceed with activities that customers exactly need. So we have 4K camera, we have 10 times 10 zoom camera, we call day and night camera. We use also thermal camera FLIR. And recently, we have developed our own thermal camera. It is in the with our customers already, and we are hoping to be able to proceed with the sales not only with Atlas Pro but also with other products. as you can imagine, together with our thermal camera, we had to design Atlas thermal player. So it belongs to us. We manage it and we twist it and trick it exactly to the customer level. So this was short, a brief story about our product, but I would like to somehow summarize the explanation how the operations and R&D is working at the moment in Atlas. So each product, and you saw that we have a quite range of the product, contains around 100 to 150 single components. And as I mentioned previously, we do pre-assembly and sub-assembly by ourselves. So I would say it's full in-house production. We don't use sub suppliers that provide us sub-assemblies. We do everything in-house by ourselves. We have over than 100 suppliers that produce us this component level, commodities, carbon fiber, injection molding, wiring, electronics. We use aluminum CNC and 3D printed parts for the robust and fast technology, let's say, enabler. Our BOM is overall 1,000 references. And I would like to stress again, here is a big amount of data which needs to be managed. We have really fast number of obsolescence due to continuous technology change. And again, it's enabler for SAP ByDesign. And enormous quantity of R&D references with the extreme change speed. So why we chose SAP ByDesign? We understood that to be competitive, to be fast to the market with extreme technology change, we need to go to the best-in-class ERP system. We had a look at the different type of SAP variation. And we previously knew about SAP, big SAP, the general SAP, but we thought that SAP Business ByDesign can provide us same agility level that we use in Atlas. And after introduction to SAP ByDesign, we understood this is exactly what we need for our business. It takes all the departments and operations that we use and need. It's designed to produce. It's designed to be implemented in your processes, not pushing you to take other ERP processes. It's given us a lot of simplification of the data, and generally it covers everything that we need, from R&D, project management, customer support management. We take all the operations, financial and the human resources. So this is the reason why we went with SAP Business ByDesign. We started with supply. We started with supply chain. We built a big master data, and our partner Altus was superior support to understand how to be correct with the data master, because it's important. As soon as you have one mistake in your master data, entire operation goes wrong. But with the support of Altus and the support of SAP generally, we managed to get to the really good and correct level with the master data. We moved to financial. So now we are complete with the supply chain management, financial, supply and procurement. Project management is also one of the things that we found really convenient for us, because we use SolidWorks, and SolidWorks can be integrated into SAP ByDesign. So now our engineering and our operations team together with SAP working to integrate SolidWorks together with SAP ByDesign that will give us much bigger scale of mistake-proof, change management, and also we will not lose, let's say, a vision to the new product and technology, and the system will help us to change from revision to revision fast. And the final stage, what we are looking at is the human resources. But at this moment, we focused on operations and project management together with the finances. So why it's important for us to have SAP Business ByDesign? Because it gives us a really good analytical data. It's basically with the push of the button, we can get all our reports. And you know, usually people asking, let's say 8 o'clock in the evening, Anastasia, I need a report 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So before, with the use of multiple let's say softwares and different type of data, it would not be possible to make a report in such a short period of time. But now, since all the data is within the ERP system, it's with a click of the button, you can get any report that basically asks from you. It's really easy to analyze, and it's very visual. In my previous experience with the big SAP, it was not really, let's say, visually friendly. Maybe since I wasn't working with a big SAP longer than 3 years, but previously we had not ability to have a really good form of the visual data. Now with SAP ByDesign, it's really eye friendly and report friendly. And what is another benefit that we really like is that we can use SAP ByDesign in all our devices, and we have, let's say, in production, as Aki mentioned, majority of the operators, they need to have the technology in front of them. So we created our operation the way that all the data, all our test history, all our traceability, quality assurance, quality control, everything is included in SAP, and SAP super operator friendly, and it's a good enabler for us in manufacturing. In terms of approval process, it's also really improved our approval speed. Our CEO and financial directors, they have SAP ByDesign in their mobile phone. So as soon as there is a request for needed approval on that level, they have notification, they just swipe, they check the data, of course, and then they swipe and they get respond within a day, let's say. Not previously, we had quite big problems with that. So to conclude and to recommend, I would say first, SAP ByDesign is really easy to use. It's really people friendly. At the beginning, when we started the project, people were scared to use SAP. They thought it's big, it's heavy, it's difficult. But after we integrated our departments and our data exactly to the level that we need, it became super easy. So my recommendation at the beginning of the project would be to use the right people from the very beginning. You need to select the people that believe in technology and believe in change. We were super lucky because we have quite modern, contemporary setup of mind in our people, and the people that been involved in integration of SAP, they all believed in success, and it went smoothly and quickly. And my third recommendation would be absolutely enjoy. It is a great enabler to improve many aspects of your business. And as you know, data is one of the most critical thing in a common industry, especially in manufacturing industry. So I would say, don't be scared of SAP and enjoy your journey. So I would say that's it from me for today. Thank you so much for attention, and if you ask any questions, please go ahead.
Thank you, Anastasia. That's a brilliant story, and also brilliant products you produce here in Latvia. I'm very proud of your success, and well, you started, as I understood, 2015. So within these 6 years, I believe I can congratulate you with a great success and very great products. And also the customers which you used to serve, it's from the military mainly, but also the quite impressive list of the customers. Thank you very much. That was a very, very nice story. And well, if I may a bit ask you, going back to the previous recommendations, very good recommendations. But if you look back from the project perspective, still, what you would advise, or as a tip and trick maybe for other audiences, additionally to these 3 points, you could mention to our new customers or the customers who want to join the Industry 4.0 and the automation and digitalization journey. Any other thoughts maybe for the audience?
So I would add, if you started the Industry 4.0 journey or optimization of your business in terms of the finances or operation or the supply chain, I think SAP Business ByDesign can help you not only to show you the road into this optimization, but also teach you and open you a lot of different opportunities, let's say, you can learn from this experience.
Thank you, Anastasia. Well, I see that our questions will be probably asked in another sessions next time. So as Florian mentioned in the beginning, there was an announcement about setting the group, and I saw in the chat box that we have first members who want to join that, and I believe that there are others, and please don't hesitate us to reach myself, Florian, or AHK in the Baltics. We are very happy and will be glad to proceed with these sessions also in autumn time. So saying that, Anastasia, very great. Thank you for being with us today. Aki, same for you goes. So thank you for sharing this digital experience. Florian and your team, thank you very much for hosting this and make this event happen. Well, saying that, here is my contact, my personal contact. You can reach myself or Liga. She was sending you out the invitations for this event. And any questions, please reach us and we will make sure that we coming back you with answers. Saying that, I wish you really pleasant day, very digital day maybe, and we see you next time. Thank you for attention. Bye.